Today, I'm going to talk about 6 specific ideas around cart optimization. I'm going to share with you the 6 ideas, but also the reasoning behind those ideas and why they're worth doing an A/B test, even if you've done an A/B test before, and what it is exactly you should measure to understand if that test is successful. In the long run, when you work on your conversion flow in a systematic manner, what you'll find is that every little step that you take, a little 1% here and a little 1% there, has outsized benefits. So as you can see already, I have proposed some changes that we would do for this pickleball company. And so now let's talk about the 6 changes that you can already see on screen. The first one, as you can see, is we added a free gift if they hit a certain threshold. We've also gamified the progress bar towards free shipping. We've then also added reviews to the cart. We changed from a "you may also like" to bundles. We moved the subtotal to the checkout button. And then finally, we added an order by date. So those are the 3 specific tests that you could do today in your business and see how that improves. Now let's talk about the rationale behind each and every one of these. Free gifts are a great way to bypass discounts, so you're not hitting your average order value as much. And gifts can be much more cost efficient depending on the gift. In this case, it's a retro water bottle with the company's logo on it. If you buy those in bulk, probably $5 each, whereas a 10% discount for one of these rackets would be $7, $8. The reasoning behind this on the customer side is that essentially you're increasing the perceived value of the product. Because so many discounts are out there, if you're the kind of company that is saying, hey, you know what, you keep buying, we actually reward you, that's a good two-way situation there. And free gifts are interesting because you can also swap out free gifts with a donation to charity. It works in pretty much the same way in terms of perceived value of the brand in the customer's eyes. So you could easily swap this out with a specific call out to a specific charity that you will donate either a amount or a percentage, which is actually also very tax efficient. So looking at the profitability side of things. So this is a great way to go about it, especially if you're tired of doing discounts. The next part is upgraded progress bar. So the idea here is they did have a progress towards free shipping, but it just was all over the place to understand where everything is. So we could put it all in one place. There's a stage to hit free shipping if they hit a certain amount, and then if they hit another amount, they'll get free express shipping. And then when they hit the 175, they get the free gift. That's its full gamification there. Now, in terms of free shipping thresholds, you've got to make sure you understand the exact number that makes sense for you and the customer. You can't put it too high, you can't put it too low. I've already made a video talking about how to calculate your free shipping threshold number so that it is appropriate for both yourself as a business and for the customer. You want to spur enough customers to actually make that jump. And it's not quite a linear relationship between median to average or average to the threshold. You may want to take a look at that also, just so you can understand how to set up your free thresholds to maximize the actual marginal revenue from them. The next item is we added reviews. Now, I'm a big fan of adding reviews in carts, especially in the checkout page. I do also believe that the more detailed the review is, the better at this stage. The main idea behind putting reviews in the cart slide out or in the cart page is that you want to validate the customer's decision very clearly. This is one way to do it. Sometimes you can just put a message that literally says, "What a great choice," in the cart, like just above your free shipping area. But you definitely want to validate the choice of the customer. If you use a good review, it is very likely to enhance product understanding from a customer's perspective and therefore reduce returns. We've seen this quite a few times with our customers where definitely in the checkout stage, we put in an actual detailed review. If it's just one product in the cart, that really drives home the point that this is the right product for them. Obviously, social proof, and it builds trust. That's obvious. This is a key moment in the customer journey decision making. So anything you can do to build trust goes a very long way. And again, if you do it correctly, you could also have a cross-selling opportunity here. And that's sort of one way you could do it. We switched out the bland "you may also like" option that basically comes from Shopify for bundles. And if you'll notice, the bundles are around the actual product in the cart. All right, so the way to do this is with meta fields, and you make dynamic bundles that way. So changing that to a bundle is really saying to the person, hey, listen, we understand you. Are you sure you don't want something that's similar that we know goes with this? You're not just throwing anything out the wall. You're saying, hey, we understand you, and we think this pairs very well with what you just bought. Why don't you buy this bundle instead? Save X%. They were already going to buy it. That's a great motivator if you get the right products there. Just from an operational perspective, understanding what to combine the products with is very key. Market basket analysis is a good way to do it. At least then you control your own data, and then therefore you can actually use it in your meta fields. Therefore, you can make the dynamic bundles that way, right? Rather than just relying purely on the default Shopify systems where the actual data is presented to you at the end of the analysis. Now, what to measure here is obviously the uptake in bundles for by the time they get to the cart. We then have the order by date. Now, this is just to add a sense of urgency. The order by date solves a problem that happens in quite a few e-commerce verticals, where somebody's trying to buy something, but they need it by a certain date because now everybody's used to 24-hour delivery or 48-hour delivery. So they'll be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I've got a game this weekend. Buys it Thursday night, expecting it, right, to arrive Friday night or Saturday morning. That's pretty normal. So having an order by date is pretty helpful in those particular circumstances if you can deliver that. Now, when it comes to delivering this, it's pretty key to understand how to do it. This is another great A/B test that you want to do to see if there's an actual lift in your average revenue per user or time to conversion. Right? If you have that metric in your system of time to conversion, this is one of those things. You should see a uptake in your conversion rate through this. Finally, moving the subtotal to the checkout button. This is one of my favorite go-to moves, only because it just puts the full total subtotal number right there where they're making the decision, so they're not looking for it somewhere else. Especially if you can add the fees right there, that'd be awesome. So those are the 6 ideas and the rationale behind them. We did talk a little bit about the metrics of what to measure exactly. I would always suggest to you, when it comes to measuring A/B tests, focus on the narrowest metric that really splits the difference. So something like average revenue per user is so far down the conversion flow, it gets tricky to understand if it's actually impacting you. So you want to see something closer to the event that you're actually testing. So that's something to keep in mind all the time. Now, that gets tricky because most A/B testing platforms won't let you configure that as your test. I've already made a video around calculating A/B test sample size and then knowing like when you actually have statistical significance. That would be a great video for you to see so you can understand how to set up your own A/B test and the event that you're actually measuring for, and therefore get those results in a reliable way, even though you can't get them directly from, say, VWO or any of the A/B test platforms. So you can take a look at that there. If this is the kind of analysis that you feel you need in your business, feel free to reach out to me. There's a link in the description below and we can talk. But if you want to see that sample, it's right here. But if for now you want to see how to create the right sample size for your business for a specific test that you can't measure using the A/B test platforms, click right here.